All right, so Grok 4 is finally here and it is extremely powerful. I think it's living up to the hype that everybody thought it would. Now, what I've done is I've taken it one step ahead and I've used it to create the first AI SMS agent with Grok as the brain behind it. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get that done yourself in under 10 minutes. So the niche that we're going to follow is a restaurant staff member to basically answer any questions that come in, answer things about the menu, and possibly even book tables. So we're going to build that with Grok as the brain behind it. I'm going to show you all the infrastructure and walk you through exactly how to set it up. So it's very simple. Message is going to be coming inbound over here. Grok is going to receive the message. It's going to come up with a response based on the prompt and the context that we give it. And then based on the response, it's going to engage into a conversation with the lead and answer any questions that it has and escalate if it needs to get that done. So real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is Hamza Beg. I go by Hamza Automates on social platforms. I run an award-winning 7-figure AI automation agency. I also run one of the biggest school communities for AI and automation called the Automation Incubator, which looks like this. So if you want full tutorials and breakdowns and everything that I'm talking about here, including the prompt that I use, feel free to join here and then you can see it inside the classroom and you can message me here inside for anything that you need. Now, the softwares that we're going to be using to build this out is going to be a combination of a few things. So one is we're going to use high level just for the infrastructure for the SMSs and to go back and forth because it's got all of that built in for us. Now, inside of Go High Level, if you're not familiar with it, it only has ChatGPT built into it. So we're going to be using make.com to bypass that and be able to speak to Grok, but not directly because as I'm making this, Grok came out like, 2 hours ago. So we're going to be using OpenRouter, which gets like everything first and in a much easier fashion. So OpenRouter is like this one API tool that contains all the other LLMs in like one place. So if we connect to OpenRouter, then we can basically use anything else like DeepSeek or Qwen or Gemini, whatever you want. And they do have Grok for it, which is fantastic. More specifically, I'm going to be using my white labeled version of Go High Level called Hexona Systems. I've just rebranded that and made it more specific for AI automation, but you feel free to use any. If you want Hexona, then you can get access to that within my school community as well. So I'll make this really quick. So we'll just jump into exactly how it works. I was just testing it right before this video, but I'm going to show you right now what this exactly looks like. So I'm going to go over here to the LLM. Inside of Go High Level. And this is the automation that I've made. So you can follow this structure or I have it available as a template and a snapshot. So you can get access to this and then just use it for whatever you need and just basically plug and play. So the way that it works is the brain gets triggered by two scenarios. One is when the customer replies, when we get a new input coming from the customer, and when we get a new Grok response coming in from make.com. So it gets inputted from either the customer or from the Grok's brain essentially. Once it gets triggered by either of those two scenarios, it's going to check, was it Grok or was it the customer? If it was the customer, it's going to go down this channel and basically send the customer's response to Make via a webhook. And I'm going to show you how to set that up. But if it was an inbound message from Grok being received, then it's going to wait a little bit to seem human, maybe a couple seconds, and then send the response that we got from Grok back to the customer via SMS. So very simple. Message comes in from the customer. We need to get a response. If the response comes in, then we need to send that to the customer. So it's like this loop that just keeps working. So it works really seamlessly. So I'll walk you through the webhook. So basically I've set a webhook setup over here. And basically we're going to send the customer's response to that address. And what that looks like is this setup here. Very simple. So the webhook is here. The address that it's going to is this webhook. So I literally just copied this. I put this inside the webhook URL. So now every time a message gets sent, so basically what a webhook does is that it sends some data into the internet at a specific address that we give it. And then make.com is going to receive that, basically catch that webhook and then process that data. So Make receives the message the customer sent us via SMS. It then sends that message to OpenRouter. So OpenRouter looks a bit like this. So basically I set up my account. You guys can sign up for free. And then once you sign up, just go to here, get your API keys, create an API key, put it inside make.com, and then you have your connection made. Then once you've connected that over here, it's going to open up this whole menu. Now for the prompt, it doesn't matter what you put. Obviously, this is just for an example, but I gave it context about, my my fictitious restaurant information about it, things like that. So this is just for demo purposes, but it has a pretty big context window. So feel free to put all the information that you want for your client. Then for the content for the user, basically this is the assistance role, and then this is the user. The user is the message body that we received from the webhook. So basically, what did the customer say? Put that information here. Now here, importantly, you're going to pick Grok 4. So this is where you can pick the model that you're working with. So just search Grok, but you can see that they have such an extensive library that you can build this with pretty much anything. And that's pretty much all you need to do. You can play around with the other stuff if you'd like. Now, the third thing is we're going to then, once Grok's output has been created, once Grok has given us an answer, what are we going to do with it? We're going to send it back to Go High Level. The way that we do that is we use this Go High Level module, which is update a contact. And then here for the contact ID, just put the contact ID over here. So just put their name right there. And then put their phone number as well. So basically, this is going to allow you to figure out who are we giving this response back to? Which contact are we speaking with, right? So that's going to be important. So just put that information there, and then it knows who to send it to. And then finally, at the very bottom, so you guys might not have this. So what we need is also a Grok 4 response field. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back. You're going to go to settings, then go to custom fields. And over here, basically add a new field, make it a multi-line field, and basically just name it Grok 4 response. So it's going to look like that once you've made it. And then inside of the automation, one of the triggers is going to be Grok 4 response has changed, meaning that the field that we have that holds the response that we receive from Grok is going to be updated from the make.com message that's going to be sent in. So just update that and you guys should be good there. Looking at everything else, yeah, that looks good. So from there, now basically we want the output of OpenRouter to fill in this Grok 4 response field, meaning that the Grok 4 generates a response, updates the field inside high level, which triggers the brain, because now Grok 4's response has changed. It's basically indicated we have a new output from Grok 4. Please trigger this workflow. And then it triggers and sends the output directly as an SMS. So you can see how it kind of works. It just triggers each other and it just goes back and forth that way. So that's it there. And then you save that here. So I'll show you this in action. So now I'm going to go to the conversations tab and I'm going to say, hey, what should I order? So I just send that message in directly from my phone. We should see that come right here. All right, so I send my message right there. Now we can see that this has already run already, so it's pretty much instantaneous. If I go back, you can see the runs right there. And then the output should be coming in a second. So we'll just wait on that. And there we go. So it might have taken a second, but hey, our signature ribeye or veggie burger are customer favorites. What cuisine do you prefer? We'd love to recommend something. I'm in the mood for steak. How much is it? So just send that back out. And then again, we'll see the message coming into Grok. So you can see it operating in real time. So it is pretty quick. I added that delay on purpose just so it could seem more human, but you can see the output is going. It received the message, what I'm interested in. Grok thought about it, send the response to high level triggered over here. And then it said, okay, perfect. At the gourmet grill, our steaks start at 22, 28 for the ribeye, and they all come with sides. Which one sounds good? So again, so this is pretty much how it works. This applies to any niche and any industry. You can use Grok as the backbone. It is pretty affordable. And it is very smart, so you can build very complex chatbots using this as well. So that's the overview of how it works. It's really effective, so you can use this for your clients now. You can replace ChatGPT and plug in Grok. And if you want more in-depth tutorials like the prompt that I used and exactly how I set this up and access to the templates as well, they are available inside of my free community at school.com/automate inside of the classroom and the resource vault section. So feel free to join, message me, you get access to all of this stuff here. But Grok is here. It's super powerful. It's going to put you ahead of everybody else and give you a fantastic output. So definitely take advantage of it. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.